Good morning and welcome to Cloud Chaos webinar. Today's session will run through how you could simplify and save time in your hybrid cloud architecture. Just a quick intro. I'm Richard Choi. I've been working in infrastructure solutions for over 20 years now and been in Ultima for 16 of them, helping our customers in the data center space. So joining me in this webinar is Shannen Wilson from HP. Shannen, do you want to give a quick intro?
Perfect. Thank you, Richard. Morning, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us. So I'm Shannen Wilson, HCI Block Storage Business Manager here at HPE. I've been in tech for over 6 years now, all of those spent at HPE, and I've got a specialization across our private cloud platforms, which include server storage and data solutions.
Great.
Thanks, Richard.
Here's a quick run through on the agenda. We're going to start with talking about the hybrid cloud challenges, the trends, the benefits, in my mind, what the ideal hybrid cloud model looks like. And then we'll switch over to Shannen, who will discuss with us how HP can help build a better hybrid cloud. And then I'd love to share with you a customer story, and we'll end with a Q&A session. Okay, so let's dive in. Actually, before we dive in, I wanted to do a quick poll here. So you should see something on the screen right now, asking you the question of what is your biggest challenge with managing your IT infrastructure? I think over the last few years, our common ones have been these 4 things, but it'd be great to get your input. So we'll leave that on screen. Please respond. Yeah. So I suppose, yeah, leading into these key challenges, those 4 ones that we just mentioned about, cost management, complexity, that skills gap, meeting expectations is always the key ones as well. In recent years, I think security and compliance risks is really prominent. So about the cost management, what I often see from a lot of customers is that there's limited budgets, trying to do more for less. I'm sure some of this resonates with you guys. There's also that complexity as well. Now having to migrate into public cloud, having stuff on-prem, you've got bespoke applications that, complex management comes into more operational effort, not having the tooling to, go and dive into insights. It's creating a lot of operational effort. That's also a challenge, as well as meeting expectations. We find one of the single most important ones is the lack of skills in this area. The pace of change in technology is so quick, right? Getting the right people trained up on the job is very hard, and that is perhaps a contributing factor to missing SLAs and things like that as well. And last but not least, security concerns is a really prominent one. With the cyber attacks, ransomware, we still see a lot of customers not really meeting the RPA, RTO. And there's a lot of cyber resiliency regulations as well, compliance. These are the common key challenges that I'm seeing with our customers. But Shannen, it'd be a really good idea to hear from what the HP perspective is as well.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. So as you mentioned, we're also seeing these key challenges that customers face with their infrastructure as well. And especially when moving towards a hybrid environment, we have a lot of customers that are struggling to know which applications will work best in which location. And also there's a lot of hidden costs around maybe moving to the cloud and keeping things on premise. So what we can do as well at HPE is also offer, a service to help customers determine what the right mix between those workloads is, whether, you have a larger percentage on premise or in the cloud. We do have a service called Right Mix Advisor, which provides an objective data-driven analysis for customers to help pinpoint, how long each application will take to re-platform, rehost as well within their own environment. So really, really helpful to help address these challenges as well.
That's amazing, that is. Yeah, I'll just share 3 quick stats with everyone. And this kind of concludes the trends that we're seeing. Yeah, over 80% of customers have chosen hybrid as their operating model now, and we see at least 51% of enterprises choosing to bring the most critical workloads and running them on premise. And the last one is like probably not surprising, but a lot of cloud buyers, so a lot of customers that we speak to who have undergone that cloud journey, they're expecting their bills to be higher year on year. In fact, actually, one customer shared with me that how I think they might have blown their entire annual budget on the first 3 months, and it's because of that variable cost and not keeping an eye on that. It's quite an important thing. So these trends are really pointing back. Look, people are understanding that you can use cloud for certain workloads, but there is a place in the market for private cloud, and I think the best middle ground is that hybrid cloud. So let's talk about some of the benefits. The benefits for me are clear. Having the best of both worlds, private and public cloud, provides that flexibility, can help us meet those high service demands and quicker delivery. There's also the cost aspect as well. And the cost one is interesting because I hear two sides of the argument about costs here. Some customers are wanting the lowest cost that you can get to implementation and delivery, but some of them are actually asking for value. So all in all, one of the biggest benefits of hybrid cloud is to have that lower total cost of ownership going on. You can really pick and choose, like Shannen was saying, having the right mix is really key. But having the hybrid cloud, having the ability to choose where you want to put your workloads on-prem for the more predictable workloads, and the bursty things or new projects that you're discovering and developing, going to cloud is an ideal mix. There's also the operational effort as well. Having the hybrid cloud, when you have the right platform tooling to bridge the gap and see everything, it can really reduce your operational effort and actually lower your time to value. And last but not least, the risk factor is, I would say, hybrid cloud is important, but I would consider that multi-hybrid cloud. So having multiple, public cloud vendors, having that choice built into your private cloud as well, so you can slide your workloads wherever you want, and not create that vendor lock-in, that technical debt that we always see is quite important as well. So those are the key benefits that I see. So we'll move over to what are the considerations for creating a hybrid cloud architecture. So in my mind, this is my ideal model. I think everyone might have a slightly different take on this one. So it starts off with, most people will have dabbled with public cloud. So they have some public cloud assets, they're running some services and consuming that. They may also have some private cloud and even just some infrastructure in their own data centers. But this isn't really a true hybrid cloud model. It's just siloed data and applications. There's no connection. There's no monitoring, management, provisioning across the board. So what's missing is really the middle bit. People need to bridge the gap by having a common platform where you have an automation API, you have a service portal to go into this stuff, you have the orchestration and automation management that will drive and deliver the services that you need to spin up bare metal services, IaaS, containers, and you can take that further to any service really. And then the whole platform bridges the gap into the wider ecosystem for logging, monitoring, security things, data protection. So that platform is really needed to bridge that gap, we'll see. But we wouldn't be anywhere without people. So it's quite important to either partner up or invest heavily with your own staff, so you have people to help you architect, design, implement, migrate, continuously improve your environment, bring the new innovation and develop the service further so you can stay ahead of the competition, right? So people's important and skill sets. And last but not least, having that managed service provider or, that excellence team behind you to support everything, the BAU team, the operations team is really important as well. And in my mind, all these things put together creates that ideal hybrid cloud model. And Shannon, actually, at this juncture, it's probably a good idea to ask HP's opinion around what your platform contribution could be to help customers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we've got customers joining us today that aren't aware of our HP GreenLake platform. Essentially what it is it's a one-stop destination for customers to use across their entire hybrid cloud setup. So like Richard has here on this screen, all of these capabilities, regardless of where the data sits and the infrastructure, whether it's, all the way at the edge to the data center, maybe even in a colo or in the cloud, you've got a single control plane to manage all of that infrastructure and data as well. Within the GreenLake platform, we obviously have, the ability to manage your compute, your storage, your networking as well, and also with integrations into those public cloud providers. So as Richard mentioned earlier there, if you've got both, but you're not really connecting them together, you're not really getting the value of a true hybrid cloud model. And with GreenLake, we've seen, customers increase have an enhanced level of security. So being able to retain control of your data and flexibility with how you consume your services, secure APIs, and a shared, responsibility security model as well. We've also, with GreenLake, been able to tap into the AI space to help try and simplify that for customers. So we've got co-engineered solutions with NVIDIA for private cloud capabilities. And, last week at NVIDIA GTC, if any of the customers joined virtually like I did, you would have heard that we announced, some new enhancements to that to really help add value and have a faster time to market. So yeah, having a platform to be able to manage your entire hybrid cloud environment is a really beneficial tool for customers.
Great stuff. I think, yeah, over to you, Shannon, now.
Yeah, perfect. So with this slide, I mentioned there around having a private cloud and it being able to tap into a hybrid approach as well. So the real power of having a unified private cloud is that, the engineered full stack systems that deliver a full cloud experience, hybrid by design, and enterprise grade governance and control. So we've built a series of workload optimized solutions. So firstly, HP Private Cloud Business Edition. So I'll refer to that as PCB moving forward as it's a bit of a long name there. But this is a VM vending machine for both VMware and non-VMware virtual machines. So I'll talk about what we've recently announced in that space in a further slide, sorry. So it's based around all of our hyperconverged infrastructure, and DHCI stands for disaggregated hyperconverged. So you've got the flexibility of a traditional free tier, but managed with a HCI, so everything all in one to keep it simple. Next, we have our private cloud enterprise solution. So this is the rich, fully featured, fully managed IaaS experience that customers are used to getting from from the public clouds, but in your private cloud environment as well. So it's available, built on a series of pre-configured cloud modules that are optimized for key workloads. And then finally, as I touched on just before around our private cloud AI capabilities, so turnkey, co-developed with NVIDIA. So all of the HP and NVIDIA software tools that you need for AI, validated and tested with GPU accelerated infrastructure, and everything all in one. So nice, easy, and available in t-shirt sizes as well to get started with AI, as it can be incredibly complex for customers as well. So each solution includes, pre-integrated compute, storage, and networking. So customers are able to spend less time worrying about the infrastructure and more focused on ways to drive innovation. So as I said, the private cloud solutions are part of the GreenLake cloud platform as well. So you can manage everything from within one single common management plane as well. Next slide, please, Richard. Thank you. So where we're going to focus a little bit today is on our PCBE offering as well. So HP PCBE enables you to provision, manage, and protect your on-premise virtual machines and also your cloud instances as well. So with integrations with AWS and Azure, meaning that you're able to manage and provision those VMs regardless of where they're located with a unified cloud interface. So PCB is an application that sits within the GreenLake platform as well. So you've got absolutely everything within there. You can do one-click multi-site upgrades as well. You can create blueprints as well that you can deploy if you need to expand your workload capabilities as well. So you've got the best of both worlds with PCB. So you've got the agility of the cloud and with the performance and reliability of on-premise infrastructure as well. So PCBE leverages two types of HCI infrastructure. DHCI, what I already mentioned, so traditional free tier setup, so you can scale your storage and compute independently of one another, so you can be as granular as needed there. And then also SimpliVity, which is a traditional all-in-one HCI solution with node-based scaling. Both of these technologies offer, minimum of 5 nines with SimpliVity and 100% data availability with the Electra DHCI solution as well, with AI recommendations as well to ensure efficiency and reliability too. Next slide, please, Richard. Thank you. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier there, that we now have the capability to manage both VMware and another hypervisor virtual machines, all from a single console. So following the acquisition of VMware by Broadcom back in last year, when all of the changes came around, customers have been reviewing what their hypervisor strategies look like and looking for alternatives as well. Richard mentioned before that, a lot of customers want to have a flexibility of choice and with their cloud environments as well. You may have some workloads in AWS and some within Microsoft Azure and some on-premise as well. So, you've got a range of locations for that too. And a lot of customers were 100% VMware based with their virtual machines as well, and that caused a little bit of disruption for them with increasing costs and vendor lock-in there. So what we want to do with our VM Essentials software hypervisor is create a simplified management across both of your hypervisor environment, so move into more towards a multi-hypervisor strategy. So last year we acquired a company called Morpheus Data. Now Morpheus has been around for a number of years, and in their own internal data center they were using a KVM based hypervisor which they had built from scratch. So what we did is, in order to bring a new hypervisor to market quicker, we took all of the great work that Morpheus had done and packaged this up as a solution for our customers as well. So it's already on its version 8.0.3 release. So whilst it's a 1.0 into the market, it's got a long legacy of working built on proven KVM core as well. So it's a really good offering and alternative for customers who may want to continue using VMware for a period of time, but also help with a seamless migration, as you can manage both VMware and VM Essentials from one single on-premise console, very similar to vCenter today. Well, thank you, Richard.
Great. Exciting times, I guess, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah. Okay, just wanted to share with you a story from one of our customers, and where we really took a consultative approach by evaluating their pain points. So, and this is a very common one where we've got a banking customer here. I can't mention the name, but because of underinvestment for many years and many predecessors left the current IT head with a lot of outdated infrastructure, and was really creating problems because they had outages, they had limitations in terms of what they could do, and it was causing a lot of stress and turnover of staff actually for this customer. So they knew they needed to do something about it. They came and approached Ultima, and we took the time to sit down with them, evaluating their pain points and challenges, really understanding what was important for the customer. And we developed and helped them define some business outcomes and requirements. So the process for Ultima is always like this, and I think this is where our superpower is. Really, we're very good at that expertise and complex projects. We go to customers and dissect where the problem areas are and come back with solutions. So in this occasion, we evaluated the market on behalf of our customer, and we made recommendations to build a HP private cloud solution. And we jointly delivered this by Ultima and HP to the customer with our professional services team. It was a real smooth transition. So we did the design, deployment. Our consultants there were, I believe it was like 2 to 3 months, and we delivered everything and helped them do the migration. But I really feel that it was really backed by the robust HP technologies. And in my mind, I think that's a winning recipe for a lot of our customers. In fact, I think the customer liked the combo so much. Yeah, they're back this year, early this year, they came back to us discussing a new challenge. So now that they've got everything in a stable state, because they're in the banking industry, due to the DORA initiatives and things like that, they're after a cyber resilient platform. And at this point, probably worthwhile, yeah, Shannen, in the HP world, what were the prominent solutions and services that can help with that, cyber resiliency play? Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard as well from the discussions previously, we obviously strive to offer best-in-class services to our customers, and in our portfolio we were actually missing a strong DR element as well. So back in 2021, we acquired market-leading ransomware data protection company, Zerto. So if you've not heard of Zerto before, Zerto helps customers to protect their data with ransomware resilience, data disaster recovery, and continued data protection as well, so to radically reduce any data loss and downtime. So it uses a really clever journal-based technology which records every change that's made to virtual machines, so enabling really granular point in time recovery with RPOs of mere seconds as well. So you can rewind back to even 5 seconds earlier before disaster hit, and it will help that last known good state as well. So it's really, really intelligent tool as well. But not only do we have that capability with Zerto, we extended that into what we call a cyber resiliency vault, which uses zero trust architecture to achieve rapid air gaps recovery. So you have 2 key zones with cyber resilience vault. You have obviously your production environment, and then you will have a landing zone where that data goes to. It checks all of the infrastructure for any malicious data within there, and then it will move it to a secure vault as well, which is obviously air gapped for customers. So it helps mitigate even the most devastating ransomware attacks for customers. So make sure that customers don't need to pay the ransom if it was to happen on their critical infrastructure.
Great stuff. I think it's probably actually, no, I've got one more slide. Forgot about this one. So, after hearing all this, all these things, how can Ultima and HP help you? I think what I would say is we have a service. It's a complimentary service, so it's free of charge. It's a data center assessment. So it's designed to accelerate, I guess, your planning and identifying pain points and things like that. Backed by the HP Cloud Physics technology. So it's a tool that can capture a lot of the metrics for capacity and performance. But not only that, it's a very powerful tool. In fact, it can actually look into and get a very quick picture of your health status and identify risks, as in end of support software, end of life hardware, and then bring all those elements together. And then within Ultima, we can come to you and suggest you your com to Tom kind of design and next step actions. So yeah, if you're interested, get in touch and book in your data center assessment. And I think on that note, it is the last slide now, I promise. It's yeah, a Q&A session. I don't know if we've got any questions in the chat window. I always find with webinars, it's everyone's very shy to ask questions. Not to worry, there's no questions right now, but if there's any questions, please reach out, and I'll leave you with the final slide on a couple of links. So yeah, Shannen mentioned about the VM Essential software. There's a link there for a trial. There's also a demonstration portal link as well if you want to try some of the technologies that we talked about. And there's our contact details as well. And with that, yeah, thanks for attending.
Thanks so much for attending.